We're back with another episode of Naperville Sports Weekly. I'm your host, Josiah Schneeman. I hope you enjoyed your Thanksgiving break as we get back into the swing of things in the winter sports season. We got a busy slate of games, including in girls basketball, with a DVC matchup between Naperville North and Neuqua Valley, who are both off to good starts this season. Former Neuqua Valley Wildcat and current Northwestern Wildcat wide receiver Donnie Navarro on hand to watch his sister Zoe and her Wildcats face Peyton Fenner in the Naperville North Huskies. Early on, Tia Polakidis working on Abby Homan. She crosses over and hits the short jumper for the first basket of the game. Naperville North had some key players lead the program, but returned plenty of experience, including Fenner, who weaves her way through the defense for the layup on the fast break. It's a 2-2 game. Moving to the second quarter, Gabrielle Panic stops her dribble and swings it over to Fenner, who fires and drills the three-pointer. Zoe Navarro looks and finds Kylie Norcus off the inbound, who hits the mid-range jumper to put Neuqua up 16-13. Good to see Caitlin Washington back on the floor and healthy as she comes off the Polakidis screen, splits the defense, and puts in the easy two. They lead 22-17 at halftime. In the third, Abby Homan passes to Abby Drendel. The defense leaves her wide open and she makes them pay with a tray. We head to an intense fourth quarter. It's a give and go between Norcus and Polakidis as Norcus steps up for three and buries it to put Neuqua up by 4. Drendel sets up Homan with a nice pass, and Homan finishes for 2 to cut the lead to 2 with less than 5 minutes left. Now with less than a minute to go, Polakidis is at the line in a tie game, and she gives the Wildcats the lead. Big-time free throw from the senior. In the final possession and still at a 1-point game, Drendel looks to win it for the Huskies, but she leaves it short, and Neuqua Valley hands Naperville North its first DVC loss in 4 years. It's another Wildcat Husky showdown on the hardwood, but this time with the boys at Neuqua Valley High School. Both teams look for a big early season conference victory, and the Neuqua students have showed up to support their team. Neuqua with possession. Brian Thomas dribbles towards the arc and drops it off to John Bieber, who corrals it and lays it in to put them up 5-2. Colin Garrity fakes a pass and then swings it over to Chris Serbanov, who buries the three-pointer. Wildcats lead by 8 at the end of the first. To the second quarter, where Luke Williams passes to Bryce Welch, who finds Cole Arl, and his corner three finds the bottom of the net. That cuts the deficit to 14-9. Later on, Jack Kallstrand gives it up to Welch. He then jab steps and drives for the nice finish in the lane. A big quarter for the Huskies helps cut the lead to 19-16 at the half. In the second half, the Wildcats start to turn it on, specifically Luke Kincaid, who splits through the defenders and puts in the bucket. Pretty play by the junior guard. And he wasn't done. He takes away the Luke Williams pass and then a beautiful dime that hits Serbanov in stride to lay it in. Neuqua up 31-20 late in the third. However, the Huskies are hanging around. Williams gets past Nick Landino and gets all the way to the cup for a sweet finish. They still have work to do though, down 38-25 after 3. In the fourth, Brian Thomas goes up the court, then finds Sebastian Grimes in the corner, and he sinks the tray to put them up 14. Although North comes back later to make it a single-digit deficit. After Bryce Welch gets the steal in the backcourt, he gets it back from Williams, sizes up his defender, and hits a big triple. That makes it just a 5-point game with under 2 minutes left. But ultimately, Neuqua is able to preserve the game as Landino bounces it to Chris Serbanov, who makes a miraculous shot behind his head for a much-needed and one. The Wildcats pull away for the 17-point victory over the Huskies as both Neuqua boys and girls basketball teams pick up big wins over North in straight days.
The Bennett boys basketball season is underway as the Red Wings face St. Viator at home for their first home game of the season. The Lions come in looking for a W after losing their last 2 games, while the Red Wings seek to remain undefeated after winning their season's first tournament. The game gets off to a quick start. Brandon Fagbemi finds Brady Kuhnke in the paint to start the scoring. Then St. Viator's Mitch Humphrey makes a 3-pointer to put the Lions on the board. Bennett's Parker Selliver got going early, receiving the ball for the defender on his back. He finishes strong, earning the and one. The Red Wings stay on the attack. After Kuhnke rebounds a contested layup, he kicks it out to Andy Nash for 3, increasing Bennett's lead early. St. Viator is looking to get points on the board. Henry Marshall off the inbound pass finds Ryan Camblin. His layup off the glass keeps the Lions in the game. Bennett lead 12-8 at the end of the first quarter. The Red Wings find their scoring touch in the second. Nash on the perimeter makes the cross-court pass to Nicola Abusera, who switches it for the corner 3. Bennett turns offense into defense as Sullivan claims the rebound and finds Abusera. He finishes emphatically with the slam dunk and extends the Red Wings lead 21-11. The whole Red Wings cast is playing their role. Patrick Walsh comes off the bench and makes an immediate impact, hitting nothing but net from behind the arc. Walsh wasn't finished. He intercepts a pass, taking it coast to coast and finishing through the contact for the and one. Bennett takes the momentum into halftime, leading 34-15. Fagbemi finds Kuska yet again, and he goes up and earns the and one basket. Bennett extend their lead 53-29. The Red Wings continue to knock down shots from deep as Sam Driscoll nails the 3-pointer off the dribble. Red Wings again capitalize off turnovers as Luke Bremner gets the steal. He finds Jason Garcia, who drains it from behind the arc for 3. Aiden Pusatera then puts the icing on the cake for Bennett as he scores from downtown. Bennett cruised to a dominant victory and remain undefeated as they compete in the Chicago Classic on Friday.
The boys basketball DVC opener is here as the Waubonsie Valley Warriors come in with a 4-0 record, taking on Naperville Central. The Redhawks swept UV in their 2 meetings last season. Redhawks trailed by 3 in the first quarter, but Michael Boyce finds Ross Dezer, who fights a defender and gets his bucket to go. Warriors quickly answer because somebody doesn't see Tyler Threet, so he takes the easy 3 and nails it to make it 12-8 Bonzie. It's Tyreek Coleman's turn as he runs through the defense and somehow gets the circus shot to fall. 16-8 Warriors after 1. Redhawks are wanting to cut into that deficit, so they call up Simon Krugliakovis, who dribbles once and hits his shot to cut into the Warrior lead. Warriors use that as momentum juice, and despite Coleman not getting his tough shot to fall, there's big man Jackson Langendorf for the putback. Langendorf is one of those key returners, and he'll do anything to help his squad out, and that includes sinking bangers from deep. Warriors grab a double-digit lead. Just before the half, Langendorf finds another returner in Shoy Rathi, who hits the 3 to beat the buzzer. 39-19 green and gold at the break. Krugliakovis continues to help the Hawks by gambling on a long 3 that he nails plus the foul. Hawks have some life after the 4-point play. Dub V doesn't bat an eye as Rathi has the ball again and goes for the deuce. The defense also plays their part. Eric Shilyanov steals the pass and throws down the 2-handed jam. He gets teed up, but that won't stop the fun, and his team holds a 50-30 lead. It was all Warriors from the beginning, and leading scorer Jackson Langendorf continues his swing. Waubonsie picks up a huge conference win.
Coming up, we kick off wrestling here on NSW.
Hey, do you want to join our rewards program? Collect hot dog points to unlock access to our VIP lounge.
That doesn't seem very...
Rewarding. With a BMO Savings Builder account, you get a cash reward for every month you save.
Wait, so you're gonna reward me for saving my own money?
You got it. A little incentive to help you get into the habit of saving.
That sounds great, but do you have VIPs?
Yeah, absolutely. We call them customers.
When a bank helps you make real financial progress, that's the BMO effect.
We live in a safe community, but not a crime-free community. If you see something, say something. Be a Naperville Crime Stopper.
We head to the mats to bring you wrestling for the first time this season. We begin with Neuqua Valley hosting Naperville North. We have a DVC matchup on the mats at Neuqua Valley High School. The Naperville North Huskies are a group looking to make a statement and get off to a good start. The Wildcats are a young team that is hungry and determined to show that fighting spirit in front of their home fans. We start the meet off with a 106-pound matchup between Naperville North's Umar Sadaki and Neuqua's Brady Podracki. The two battle on the mat and Podracki tries to get out from underneath, but Sadaki gets the pin for the Huskies and they take the lead 6-0. Next, we have the 138-pound matchup between Husky Clayton Champion and Wildcat Andrew Dawson. Much similar to the last match, these two keep fighting for position. However, Dawson is not able to break free from Champion, and the referee stops it. Champion takes this one, and the Huskies lead 34-0. On to the 152-pound match between Sam Pullman of Naperville North and Neuqua Valley's Maddox Menendez. These two would be in for a long battle, and in the first round, Menendez tries to pin Pullman, but he is able to break free. We go to another round, and Menendez is able to get Pullman down. Can the Wildcat get the pin? He can't, and Pullman is able to break free at the last minute to keep the match going. In the last round, Pullman and Menendez keep pushing, but Menendez does just enough to get the points for the Wildcats. They trail 40-3. Up next is 160 pounds as Naperville North's Kai Copper takes on John Nurundinov from Neuqua Valley. The two fight to get the upper hand. Nurundinov is not giving up, but Copper is able to hang on for the pin, and the Huskies extend their lead to 46-3. The last match is the 170-pound matchup between Husky Mattis Bodrukis and Wildcat Silvano Spatafora. This match ends pretty quickly as Spatafora keeps Bodrukis down long enough to get the pin for the Wildcats. In the end, it would not be enough as the Huskies put on a dominant performance, winning by a score of 58-19.
Thank you so much.
It's time for the high school wrestling season as Naperville Central begins their DVC opener taking on Waubonsie Valley. Both teams have many new faces and are looking for a solid start. The meet starts at 220 pounds where Central's Nico Bastero bear hugs Jacob Walker and throws him down on the mat. It's all over from there as the Red Hawk holds his opponent and waits for the official to tap the mat. Now we drop to 106 pounds. Red Hawk Jacob Cochran gets out of sprawl position and begins to bull ride warrior AJ Ramirez. Just like the first match, Cochran locks him up, and yes, it's a pin. At the 138-pound match, Waubonsie's David Guitez gets some momentum on Central's Larry Stubish. Lots of scoring in this match, but it's Stubish turning it around in the third period and gets the win. We have a good one in the 145-pound weight class. Warrior Ethan Wojtowicz is able to find his groove on Central's Hagen Taylor. Wojtowicz tries to get the pin, but loses his grip, and Taylor reverses his gear, and now he's the one stealing the thunder. A high-scoring third period has Taylor up by 2 with time ticking down, and defends the attack and wins a close one. Let's finish with Central's Jacob Smithers at 195 getting the job done on Dub V's Josh Hausauer. Once Smithers turns him on his back, that's all she wrote as the Redhawks come out on fire with the shutout win over the Warriors.
For this play of the week, we got boys basketball with Eric Shiliana rising above the rim. He's able to get the steal off the deflection, gets all the way to the basket, and throws down a two-handed jam. What an impressive play from the senior.
Local news is your lifeline. Let the Daily Herald help you navigate your world with solid reporting, good advice, and a much-needed diversion or two.
Stay in the know at home or on the go with NCTV 17 News Update. This quick recap of everything happening in and around town will be delivered straight to your email inbox for free. Sign up today.
Hockey is one of the most challenging sports for anyone to play with all the skill sets needed to compete. Neuqua Valley senior hockey player TJ Skipper has been on the ice since he was 5, despite being blind in one eye. Patrick Cotto has more on the Wildcat defenseman who has overcome the odds and our latest feature story, sponsored by Edward Elmhurst Health.
Playing hockey is one of the most challenging sports to participate in, utilizing a wide variety of necessary skill sets to compete, let alone play at a high level. Balance, speed, strength, agility, and hand-eye coordination, among others, all come into play, which makes the performance of Neuqua Valley senior hockey player TJ Skipper all the more incredible. TJ was diagnosed with retinoblastoma, an eye cancer that eventually led to the loss of his vision in his right eye.
I was tossing him up in the air and catching him, and he would look in a direction and laugh, and then I saw a glow in his pupil. And I said, this isn't right. So we took him to an ophthalmologist and they diagnosed him with cancer.
I've been living like this a lot of my life. So what's normal to you is pretty much normal to me. It's just I have a little bit less vision on the one side. So that was a bit of an adjustment to, get more of the ice to the right of me. But, I learned to get past it.
Despite the unusual obstacle, TJ developed a love for the sport of hockey around the age of 5 and has been defying the odds and dazzling on the ice ever since. Now in his senior year at Neuqua Valley and finding success with the varsity team, the Wildcat defenseman is also an honor student in the classroom, using life's challenges to fuel his success.
I feel like if I never went through the adversity of having to overcome all the obstacles of having one eye, I probably wouldn't be as strong of a person as I am and as good of a person as I am, because I had to overcome a lot of obstacles.
Once stepping on the ice, it was a challenge he kept quiet for a while. So whether it was as a member of the Youth Sabres hockey team or the Blue and Gold themselves, the news came as a big surprise to teammates once the truth was shared.
A lot of the time they ask me, what did you just say? You have what? They're just shocked right off the bat because, if I wouldn't tell them, they really wouldn't know based off my play and all that.
Now with nearly 18 years of fighting this uphill battle, being able to play varsity hockey is a proud accomplishment for TJ and his entire family.
He approaches it like a business. He goes to practice every day, he never misses, and he tries his hardest and he plays as hard as he can. And I'm pretty sure that's why he made the varsity team as a junior, because he's a very hard worker and he doesn't take no for an answer and he doesn't quit.
At the end of the day, we took a pretty positive approach with it and just figured that, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger, and having a great attitude about life is what's really going to get you through. So we just told him, have fun with it, joke around with your buddies about it, and he's done that plenty of times.
As for his coaches and teammates, having a guy like TJ takes their play to the next level. His confidence and passion for the sport is one of multiple reasons why this senior heavy hockey squad has over 10 wins so far.
I was amazed. I mean, he faced a lot of challenges early in his life, and to be able to play this fast game with one working eye just amazes me. And his demeanor about himself, he's a young man, he's a good young man. He's going places.
He's always in the locker room. He's always first guy there, last guy off the ice, always cracking jokes with us. Really just in his element when he's here, having a great time. It's amazing to have him here.
It really is inspiring, you know, to see what someone can do with like half the vision that I have, you know what I mean? It's just nice to see him out here working every day. He's one of the hardest workers I know, always on the ice, always looking to pick up some slots to improve at the craft.
Now, with more success, whether it's on the ice or classroom, the senior has a message to those who are in a similar position.
Never let anything stop you. You know, if people tell you you can't do stuff, just bypass them, get past them, keep working hard, and you can do anything you put your mind to, no matter, you know, how bad things might be.
For the time being, Skipper and the Wildcats will continue to win more games and hopefully make a deep run in the playoffs this winter. For Naperville Sports Weekly, I'm Patrick Cotto.
We go back onto the mats and check out our first girls gymnastics highlight with a crosstown showdown between Naperville Central and Naperville North.
It's time for the girls' gymnastics season, and what's a better way to start the season than with a crosstown clash? Naperville Central starts their season against Naperville North. Starting on the vault with a Husky and Chloe Smith as she comes down the runway, does a half twist and sticks the landing, getting her a score of 8.05. Next up on the runway is Red Hawk Harley Sambrooks, who does a similar vault to Smith. Sambrooks gets a team high score of 8.15. Naperville North's best vaulter on the night was Katie Alfeld, who finishes off the event with a score of 8.15 as well. The best vaulter of the meet is Naperville Central's Alana Williams, who brings in a score of 8.3, helping the Red Hawks win the vault event by a score of 0.1. Moving on to the uneven bar with North's Erin Arnold, as she has a clean transition to the top bar. She has an even better landing, giving her a team high score of 7.65. The next event takes place on the balance beam. Gabby Tapia starts off with a cartwheel and just about keeps her balance. She dismounts with a front tuck and a sigh of relief, giving her a score of 8.3. Showing her balance next is Erin Arnold, who starts with a back walkover, then a switch leap, setting her up for the full dismount and the best score on the beam with an 8.8. It's time to turn up the music for the floor exercise. Gabby Tapia's first pass is a round-off back handspring, sticking the landing. She finishes off her floor routine with a similar move, giving her an event high of 8.45. In the end, Naperville Central wins the meet by 1.5 over Naperville North, and the Red Hawks start their season on a high note.
Up next, we'll get into girls bowling for the first time this year, here on NSW.
Hey, you want to join our rewards program? Collect hot dog points to unlock access to our VIP lounge.
That doesn't seem very...
Rewarding? With the BMO Savings Builder account, you get a cash reward for every month you save.
Wait, so you're going to reward me for saving my own money?
You got it. A little incentive to help you get into the habit of saving.
That sounds great, but do you have VIPs?
Yeah, absolutely. We call them customers.
When a bank helps you make real financial progress, that's the BMO effect.
We cap off the show with girls bowling. First, we have Naperville Central welcoming Waubonsie Valley back to Lyle Lanes.
The girls' bowling season is underway in the DVC as Naperville Central hosts Waubonsie Valley in the first conference match of the season for both teams. The Red Hawks get the ball rolling early with Sky Sanford, who earns a strike. Sanford finished game one scoring a 134. Warrior Sam Wartelek makes it look easy with this strike. Wartelek finished with a score of 351 on the night. Central's Hannah Nafel gets a strike of her own here as she finishes with a nice roll. Kate Anderson is the next Red Hawk to rattle the pins. Anderson placed second on the team, scoring an impressive 368. Michaela Bradley finished game one strong for the Warriors. Bradley scored a team high of 146 in game one. In game two, Denia Little Sager's strike helped extend the Redbirds' lead. She scored a team high of 162 in the game. Waubonsie's Abby Walton drills the pins right down the middle for the strike, keeping the Warriors within striking distance of the Redhawks. The Redhawks, though, wouldn't let up as Teresa Duffrins knocked them down to score 112 in Game 2. Waubonsie's Asia Mitchell stepped in on Game 3 with a strike of her own. She completed the match scoring an impressive 324. Duffrin, though, would seal the deal for the Redhawks with this clutch strike in Game 3 to score a team high of 202 in the game. Naperville Central edges out Waubonsie Valley by only 100 points.
The first DVC girls bowling matchup of the season is upon us at Parkside Lanes with Neuqua Valley hosting Naperville North. Both teams replacing some lost talent to graduation, but have several key returners ready to deliver as the new year begins. The very first frame for the Huskies ends with an impressive 5-pin spare from Ellie Child, who is fired up by the result. Anna Child then steps to the line and delivers a strike for the blue and orange. Her best score is a 138 in Game 2. First strike of the conference season for Neuqua Valley comes from returning bowler Kushi Patel, who finishes with the second best series on the team with a 360. Chanel Edwards does a great job in her opening game for the blue and gold and finds a strike here to help her team. Bella Can looking for a 2-pin spare here in Game 2, and the Wildcat picks it up to add to her tally. Michelle Bake is new to varsity for Naperville North this season, but she looks right at home with this strike. Ellie Connor up next for the Huskies. She uses the reverse hook technique with her ball spinning from left to right despite being right-handed. A 375 is the third best series overall, so clearly it works for her. Serena Marai bowling for Neuqua, and she gets better and better as the day goes along, improving her score each game, capped off by a 117 in Game 3. The top bowler for NV is Elham Issa, who gets the strike here after taking big steps forward throughout last season and looks to continue that progress in her senior campaign. One of the top returners for Naperville North is Ava Weishar. She ends on a great note with a 176 in Game 3 and rolls a 439 series, tops on the day for any bowler. Another new Husky on varsity is Lois Bake. She gets red hot to finish her day with 4 consecutive strikes. That leads to a 177 Game 3, the best round of the match, and a 410 series. Naperville North takes the team win to start the DVC season by a little over 400 pins. We have girls basketball for the play of the week as Kalia Reed shows why she can do it all. She receives the pass, pulls up from deep, and drains the three. However, she isn't done. On the ensuing inbound, she hustles over to get the steal with one hand, then dishes it to Daniela Maporo-Coso for the mid-range jumper. An amazing sequence from Reed, making plays on both ends of the floor. That'll do it for the show this week. Next week, we'll have more winter sports action, including boys swimming, which will begin its conference season. Don't forget, we're always online. Check us out on our website for extended highlights and stories at nctv17.org. You can also find us on social media at nctv17 on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. For Naperville Sports Weekly, I'm Josiah Schneeman. Thanks for watching.